Hi, welcome to Talk Nerdy TV. I'm Kyle the Iron Knight, and today I have my guest, Ryan.
Hey.
Today we're going to talk about the Halo TV show. Was it great?
No.
No. Was it perfect? Oh, hell no. Did it have some good moments? Yeah. But one thing that's common, pretend to actually be in the show.
Oh,
you can lean forward a little bit.
If I lean forward, I'm going to hunch over.
Okay. What was I saying? Oh yeah, a lot of people talk about when they talk about stuff, it's always just the I hate this, I hate that. Why did they do that? It's never could they have tried this?
What could have been? What could have made for at least a decent show?
So today we're going to talk about what they could have. Today we're going to talk about what could have been. First things first. Less Master Chief, less Spartans. I love Chief. I love Master Chief. I love John.
Mm-hmm. One of the greatest video game characters ever.
But in this situation, it would have been better for a less is more.
Mm-hmm. Spartans are not relatable at all.
No, they're not.
Whereas if a TV show, you don't want to sit there and watch something about a super soldier who has he does have emotion, but he has nothing that you can really relate to on a personal level. And then, the Spartans, they don't show the difficulty that humanity was going through during the war. The 27-year conflict where...
It was very one-sided.
Very one-sided.
That, the war took place in 25 to 2552 over across 800 planets. The TV show didn't... And the show takes place in 2552, near the end of the war. And you didn't feel like humanity was on its last legs. It was struggling. The show had... too much politics. I'm here for a war, not politics. Yes, I can understand dialogue. I love dialogue-driven stories and scenes, but this is Halo.
And then forcing different kind of politics into it, making Halsey a war criminal.
Well, she was.
She was, but they didn't do it the way that they did in the games, where she was just trying to do what was best for humanity. They made her seem like a horrible person in the show.
Oh, yeah.
Or at least she was trying in the games.
True. I think the best example that we could come up with for a show similar to what Halo could have been was I think it was HBO. Was it HBO? Who did the show Band of Brothers?
Band of Brothers.
I'm not sure who did it. I'll have to look it up later. I'll probably fix that later. But no, the style, frontline troops.
Frontline troops, the ones who are real people.
Biologically, yes, the Spartans are humans. But they're not human. They're not the ones that we're going to that we can really identify with.
Mentally, they're not people who you don't go down the street and be like,
that's a Spartan.
That's a Spartan right there.
But ODSTs, the ones that were cool before the Spartans became a thing in the UNSC.
The original Spartans, the original people who gave the Marines hope.
You're in a firefight, you're losing, suddenly it starts raining metal, and this pod shoots open, and you got this guy in full black armor and his rifle ready to go. And you're like, I'm gonna live!
Finally have a chance at survival.
Yeah.
In this already unsurvivable...
Very,
very hostile environment.
So yeah, if they did a show... Halo Band of Brothers ODST edition.
You could just start it off by, just literally what we were just talking about. You have Marines in a firefight, they're losing, all of a sudden you have hell jumpers dropping from the sky, and boom.
And that's a great way to bring in your main characters. If the show is going to be based on the ODSTs, you show them the first few minutes of them on screen is going to be where the badass is.
Yeah. Show who they are as characters.
Pod opens up. Shoots out, and a little bit of comedy, the pod door shoots out and hits Jackal in the face.
Be good.
Because there was that scene in the Halo TV show that when Chief throws his pistol at the grunt. Hate the show or not, that's never not funny.
It was a good part. It was good.
But yeah, focus on have a squad of Marines, look like 8 to 10 Marines. I know that's a lot of guys, but like in Band of Brothers, you could focus on 1 or 2 of them at a time per episode.
Mm-hmm. There's a whole company of people that the whole show focus on. It was a long miniseries. You have time to focus on characters.
Yeah. and to sprinkle in a little bit of Game of Thrones here. No, not that. I know what you're thinking.
You sadistic animals.
Perverts. But the idea that this is a war, a genocidal war. No one is safe. Have a character who you think is like he's the main character. He's safe. He stands up. There's a needle through his head, and he just falls over.
War where the Covenant doesn't take prisoners. They're there to kill all humans.
Oh. Can you imagine just being that trooper, not pinned, but cornered? Grunt, 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 jackal, grunt, grunt, elite.
Dang.
Like, oh my heart.
I'm in danger. So, you're focusing on the Marines, and you're focusing on these individuals who are vulnerable. Spartans, they don't have fears. That's what they're trained to be, absolutely fearless. Where if you have an ODST, who's basically, he's just a person. He doesn't have any physical augmentations. He has really cool looking armor that's not exactly useful against plasma weapons. But, he comes up against a brute with a gravity hammer. One guy, what's he gonna do?
Because brutes are, 8 feet tall?
8, 9 feet, something like that.
And just one swing of that hammer,
you're dead.
Yeah, Marine, an ODST's, I don't remember which book it was, but an ODST's biggest fear is being alone and finding a brute. Because we've seen in the games and in the books that a group of Marines, 4 or 5 ODSTs, can take on a brute.
It'd be a show about, just showing, like you were saying about the Game of Thrones. These guys are, until the Spartans came along, they were the best of the best. All the hardest missions got put on the ODSTs. Because of that, they were not really expected to live very long. Your life expectancy was maybe, if you're lucky.
I like that, maybe. What's our survival rate? Not likely.
Theoretically, probably not.
What would the ODST life expectancy fall under? Theoretical science.
Have you ever understood quantum physics?
No.
No. Life expectancy is no, it's not going to happen. Take that part out. That was horrible. That whole quantum physics thing, take that out.
That's staying.
Please, no.
A point, though, that you made before we started filming, though, a good time period to have this show take place for it to end on Reach. Because Reach is one of those battles that we know it's going to lose.
Mm-hmm.
But before the battle, before everything starts burning, have the first episode take place during, a major battle, because we need to see how badass these guys are.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to pronounce this planet correctly at all. It was the planet during the Halo Reach trailer where the original Noble 6 died. That battle took place about 2 to 3 months before the Battle of Reach. We get a cool fight. We see our characters in action. Maybe throw in an Easter egg of a super carrier in the distance being blown up. Little things that fans will recognize and love, but the new people who go in seeing this thinking that was cool.
Well, even then, we're in the Deliver Hope trailer where you see Noble 6 destroying the super carrier. I mean, Halo fans are going to know exactly what that is, and people who don't really know what's going on, they're going to see that big alien ship of these people these aliens who are just mopping the floor with humanity. And then you see their super carrier get destroyed. So, I mean, they might not fully understand the backstory, but they're going to get what's going on. The fact that, we got to win.
Yay! And the plan, and the episode could end with the battle being lost. They're evacuating the troops, getting the men out, and you just get that joyous order. Where are we going next, Sarge? Reach. Shore leave.
You guys have earned it.
Hallelujah! It's a fortress world. Who's gonna the Covenant don't know where it's at.
It's one of the it's the
knock on wood
only world that's as well protected as Earth. It's their military world. Everything.
I think in the book, one of the books, it says more than half their ships are built at Reach. It's it's one of the major shipyards.
Yeah, Reach was very important to humanity. It was their first, wasn't it? I think it was their first colony.
One of them, yeah. It's described as a fortress world.
Yeah. I don't know about that colony thing. I could be
I don't know either. Like, pass me the encyclopedia. Let's see. I don't know. I'm not even going to bother looking. But no. And during the show, the Battle of Reach took place from July 22nd, I think, to August 30th. I know that one for a fact, the August 30th. That's 6 weeks, roughly, of fighting. Get enough time to get to know our troopers, watch their hopes, their fears, the gruesome ways they'll die.
Needlers.
Neither. That's
not a good way to go.
No, that's... But no, getting to know these Marines and having a moment, though, and about halfway through the show, maybe halfway, a little bit further, have our Marines pinned down. We're going to lose. There's a hunter. There's brutes. We're doomed. And that's when it happens.
I mean, a lot of people know who Blue Team is, but I mean, Reach is like one of the best Halo games. That would be me as a Halo fan. I honestly, if there's a battle on Reach, I would rather see Noble Team than Blue Team.
Oh, that would be cool. Oh, I know. I like that a lot. Actually, I like that a lot.
And it kind of just goes to, even though Spartan 3s were not nearly as competent or skilled or didn't have as good equipment as Spartan 2s, they were still Spartans.
And because ODSTs don't like Spartans, and when the fight's over, you just got that one guy like, we didn't need you. We had it covered.
Mm-hmm.
I think you got Kelly. You either have Kelly or Emil just go under their breath. Cat. Sorry, Kelly was blue. Having Cat or Emil under their breath. Sure you did.
ODSTs.
Like,
it would have been good to have it be what was his name? What's the big guy's name? George, because he is a Spartan too.
Yeah.
I think he would have been a good one. So, to be able to have this ODST probably is not seen anywhere near to have, be mouthing off to him just like, bitch.
Put his hand on his head. Like, nice try. Like, that's cute.
You'll get there, little guy.
And then the Spartans just move on. Go on to other missions. And and to have hints of what's going on and what people are doing. Have little dates in the corner on the episode so you know how far to the battle they are.
Exactly. Because I would probably lose my mind. Just seeing, it would kind of mirror the beginning of the show when the ODSTs drop in and you see them, all of a sudden these super cool troopers, they're awesome black armor, and the Marines are like, we're going to live. And all of a sudden you see those exact same troopers, the ODSTs, who at the beginning of the show were shown to be like the best of the best. All of a sudden, now you get something even better. It kind of would very much ground them and humanize them. If you weren't already attached to them, because this is getting near the end of this would probably be near the end of the series, right?
Yeah. You've watched a few of them die,
Just to, I don't know, I feel like it would just give them a little bit more depth to see that side of them and that side of the war that a lot of people probably didn't see.
And inside and see some battles inside the cities. Get some armor. You get moments with armor. You got a row of tanks shooting, wraiths firing back and forth. Just show us the war.
Mm-hmm.
I love Halo. I love everything about it. The story, the characters, the hopelessness in certain situations.
That was like the whole thing that Halo Reach as a game did perfectly. Was, I think, as sword based. When you retake sword based, it sat there and it made you feel like, oh, I'm playing like a normal Halo game, where I'm a Spartan. I am.
You talking about the first battle of sword, or at the end when you find Halsey?
The first battle.
Okay.
Where you go in on the Falcon.
Yeah, the Falcons.
Falcon. They drop you off. You're fighting through that little parking lot. I don't know what it is.
It looks like a storage area.
Yeah.
But it was just the idea that it was the early days of the fight.
Well, yeah,
the sky was blue. There was still hope.
Yeah.
And then later on, you have to go back, and because of the heat from the glassing and everything, the ice caps are melting. The sky is red because of all the atmospheric burning.
Yeah. Well, I think it was just the very next mission that Reach took all that hype that you got from retaking Sword Base and just tanked. Because you see the civilians, they're on the ships trying to get away. Those are getting shot down.
That wasn't the next mission, but that was
shortly after.
Yeah, it was doing the evacuation.
And then they have the scene where George dies for nothing.
He died thinking he saved the whole planet.
And yeah, and then all of a sudden, the biggest fleet that humanity's ever seen just shows up right after, right after George sacrificed himself. That was like the whole thing about Reach, about like the game in general. So
it was hopeless. We were not going to win.
Mm-hmm.
But I think when it comes to Covenant finding a planet, it's the Cole Protocol: delete all data so they can't find new planets, evacuate civilians, then get yourself out. But doing steps 1 and 2, it's kill as many as you can.
Yeah. Not civilians.
No, yeah, right. And the thing is, it's a holy crusade. There is no surrender or negotiations. It's you kill them or they're going to kill you.
Unless you have intel they may want. Then they'll kill you.
Again, I love Halo. Paramount, I have hope for you still.
I don't.
Season 2 has already been confirmed, and I think they started filming already.
That's too bad.
But I do hope that in the future that you give us more of the war. You show us more of what humanity is feeling and dealing with. Less of that one girl though. She was completely useless. No point. No issues with the actress. She did fine with what she had. The character was kind of pointless.
A little bit.
A lot of pointless.
What was her name?
Quan?
Quan.
I think.
Yeah. She wasn't great.
But again, the actress was fine.
Yeah. I have no problems with her. Sure, she's very nice.
But yeah, this has been Talk Nerdy TV. Halo. What could have been? I'd like to thank our supporters at Patreon for making these episodes happen. If you'd like to join us on Patreon, you can find a link down below. Help us improve our equipment, get better locations, because this is literally just my living room.
Better guest stars.
Yeah. But yeah, again, this has been Talk Nerdy TV. Thanks for watching.